Hi guys and good evening. Today we have a story to talk about. I'm a big Disney fan and I love Cinderella. But before these tales went into the beautiful fantasy of Disney, they did have a dark tale to them. So I'm going to talk about the tale that was written in 1812 by the Brothers Grimm. It didn't have more of that classic beautiful romantic tale until 1967 by Charles Perrault, I believe. So I'm going to tell the story of Cinderella, the dark tale of what they don't share on Disney, because it'd be a little scarring for kids, as you can tell by my thumbnail picture. So, the story kind of starts off the same. The mother passes away, and they don't really talk about what happened to the dad, but I've seen different versions where he went on a trip, never came back after accepting the evil wife and the cold-hearted daughters. And then the other one's that he just mysteriously passes away. So, kind of think they had something to do with it, but they don't really talk about that too much. So she, after he was gone, she was forced to be a servant and treat this family like royalty, where she would get nothing. She'd get their scraps. And if they'd eat all their meal, she'd really just barely have anything to eat, which isn't fair. It's like coming onto your turf into your beautiful house. It's like, oh, by the way, you serve us, and you no longer have a bedroom. You sleep by the ashes of a wood stove, and that's how she became Cinderella. I still think it's a beautiful name. But this woman was so strong, like everything, the heartache, she didn't let it break her. She remained a sweet, strong-headed person who just didn't give up. She's like, okay, I'm going to get through this. I'm going to keep going. So in this one, what makes this a little different? So every night, she would look at the moon. There was this willow tree outside her house that she felt like was like her only friend, like a connection of something that she had. And so each night, she whispered to her mother's spirit. And what she whisper is just, things about her day and just stuff to motivate her to keep going. And so she would hear things back like Cinderella, like just stuff like that. But she was just like, I'm hearing my mom. It's nice. She still had a connection with her mother. And like the moon and the willow tree kind of had a hand in hand with it. So the king's ball came along. Like she had her old mother's dress. She put everything together she could. After she finished her chores, she was ready to go to the ball. They did the thing where they mocked her and made fun of her, that she wanted to go. And how could anyone look at her and think she's beautiful? Rotten, girls. So rotten. Ugh. But, so they tore her dress apart. She was upset. The mother probably told them to do that. I feel like she did. Or those girls are just rotten on their own. They didn't need their mom's help. She trained them well. So she was upset. She was crying. And so she heard in the winds, Cinderella, your mother still watches over you. And so, when she heard that in the cold and the dampness of the air, she saw the willow tree, the roots began to glow, and the branches began to come apart, and then revealed this woman. And then all of a sudden, I have it written down a little bit because I can't remember every part. So through the a glowing moonlight appeared a dress. And then she looked down at her feet, and the glass slippers shimmered on her feet. And then so a curse was drawn that this will only go on until midnight. So she went to the ball, had a great time. Everyone looked at the most beautiful girl they've ever seen. And then, for typical Cinderella, girl, go time, you gotta go. And so she left her slipper behind with a little slit of blood in it. That's just what they said. She must have cut her while leaving, I guess. And then So days have passed. He's looking for his princess. He says he's got to find the girl. It felt right. He's trying every shoe on the maiden in the whole land. The sisters sliced their feet to try to make the shoe fit. You can hear they're screaming and cries throughout the halls of the castle. Like they are slicing their feet with knives, anything sharp to just make their foot smaller, to make it fit. That's desperate and disgusting. And back then, what did you do for medical care? So what brings you in today? Well, I wanted to slice my foot to have the princess's shoe fit. And then I just won't tell him I had to go to the doctor's because I cut my foot. And then so Cinderella had the opportunity to try on the shoe, and the second her foot went in, the whole slipper was glowing. That was a dead giveaway. And so the prince took her. She left the house. She was free. But she didn't do anything bad to them. She just left with her honor. And I have seen other ones where she said that she forgives them. I don't know if she said it in this one, but she just left. And so here comes wedding day. She's walking towards the chapel. And she hears a whisper in the wind from that willow tree. Do not forget what they have done. So, these two doves that's supposed to represent beauty were summoned by her, the willow tree, and plucked out the stepsister's eyes. They got their revenge. Cinderella did not turn over and look. She kept going. And then after that happened, I gotta see how I wrote. She smiled. She smiled at the moon, and her mother's spirit was finally able to rest. Honestly, I've always felt this way, that the fairy godmother was her actual mom, just didn't come in her mother form. Like, she wasn't left, because I think we always have spirits with us, people, family watching over us, being with us, especially when you're in the toughest time. Like, when you think you're alone, when you truly think you're alone, you are not. I love the story. You don't have to like everyone, but treat everyone with kindness. And I'll come back with another story. I hope everyone enjoyed.